What's up, my YouTube family? Welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and as I do every Monday, my friends, today I'm going to take some time, go over some of the things that are going on in the game right now. We all know we received a ton of information in last week's special report, so I wanted to go over some of those highlights as well as answer some of the questions you sent the channel. Now, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. Make sure you turn on those notifications. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well, and remember, we are currently having a giveaway for a PlayStation 5. To enter, all you need to do is subscribe here or follow on Twitter, and the winner will be announced on October 2nd of this year. The first thing I want to go over today, my friends, is the fact that the Golden Bullet Global event ends today. Now, I strongly recommend go to your game, go into your timer. You'll be able to see at the top how long you have left. You can see for me it's just under 10 hours. But that means that at 5 p.m. Pacific today, which is Monday, August 15th, this event will end. Now, the main reason I bring this up is typically in the past, these events have ended Tuesday morning. That is not the case for this season, so make sure you spend those stars. I hear from so many people still, and they have all these stars to spend, they forget to do it, so make sure you use them and buy as many caches as you can. Now, another question a lot of you have sent the channel is what happens to the unclaimed caches that you've earned during this global event by completing different challenges. And if you do not actually open them, they should be put in your mailbox, so if the event ends and you should have some and you don't, please let me know and I'll see what I can find out. One final thing before we move on is remember that during this event you can buy both named caches and legacy caches, both of which can have Dark Zone exclusive items. So if there happen to be something you've been looking for from the DZ, whether it's the Dark Winter or just something else, make sure you buy as many as you can and hopefully you get what you're looking for. Next, we're going to get into what the rest of the year looks like in regards to our roadmap. Now, of course, we know that it just changed. Hopefully, things will stay the same between now and the end of the year. If we go back a few weeks, Season 10 was supposed to start at the end of August. However, now it's been pushed to Tuesday, September 13th, which is fine in my opinion because I'd rather it be fully ready before it launches. And remember, that means the PTS will probably start within the next week and a half. Now, another great change that's on its way with Season 10 is the fact that they are adding multiple difficulties to Countdown, and I know for so many players out there, you're going to be really happy, regardless of if you play on your own or if you wanted more of a challenge. Now, you can see here, once TU16 launches, you're going to have 4 different difficulties to choose from, which is absolutely great, so that way every person in this game can find something that, just suits their gameplay for where their build is at, or their leveling, or whatever it is. Now, right now, when you play Countdown, the default difficulty is challenging, just to give you an idea of what these other ones may be like. So when you jump into Countdown, let's say today, it is going to be, the same as challenging difficulty will be when TU16 launches. Now, one question a lot of you were wondering is what does that mean for the quality of loot that you may be getting? So if you do this on normal, are you going to get purple drops? Now, we haven't gotten any specifics as yet, but trust me, as soon as we have more details, I will definitely pass them along. Now, in addition to those difficulty changes, the game is also implementing a few things that are really going to improve Countdown. First of all, you can see at the top, teammates can no longer be kicked before or during the extraction. That is something that drives me crazy. It happens to a lot of people who are at a lower level, so I'm glad they will not have to endure that anymore. The second thing is there's going to be a loot buff for second wave of hunters and more currency. And finally, at the bottom, you can see there are going to be new countermeasures and extra challenges. Now, one thing I want to mention in regards to the whole, you can't be kicked before or during the extraction, is there are certain instances where I understand why people get the boot, and that is because they are in the middle of the gameplay, there's like 10 minutes left, and they decide to just sit in one place on the map, go through their inventory and things like that. My friends, that is for when Countdown is over. Do not affect your team by just standing still looking at your loot. Again, get through the mission, then look at all the stuff you got. Moving on, my friends, I'd now like to talk about the Elite Task Force and the fact that they are having signups right now. Now, if you want that information, I will leave a link to everything you need to know in the description down below. But the game did put out a tweet this morning, and part of which was the following. We want to continue engaging with the Elite Task Force community members on a more regular basis and welcome even more dedicated players into the program. As you know, in the past, the participation in the ETF workshops on site was a question of navigating travel logistics, obtaining a visa, and making sure you can take off time from work. A new format would help us make communication more streamlined and efficient, allowing greater inclusion and representation. They finish off by saying we want the Foxtrot Online Edition to become a safe space for players and developers alike to carry on conversations about current and upcoming game features. Now, one of the best things about this is that they're going to have dedicated panels for both PvE and PvP. That way everyone's voice is heard. So once again, if you have not signed up for this, I strongly recommend it. And like I said, I will leave a link to everything in the description down below. Now, one thing the game added for the community last week was a page where you can go to report known issues, bugs, problems you're having, things like that. Now, this is from a tweet a few days back, and you can see they say the following: "We have just launched the known issues board for The Division 2. This will make bug tracking and reporting easier and allows you to see what the team is investigating, fixing, or working on." Now, they have made it very clear when you go to that page that everything you see in the screen may not be fully up to date. They do get a lot of information. They update it. I'm not sure how often, every day, every 2 days, whatever it is. But regardless of that, make sure if you're having an issue in this game, whether it's something new or something you've been dealing with for a long time, please take the time, go to that page, report it. Again, I'll leave a link to that in the description down below, because this seems like the most direct way we've had, to communicate with the team. So I strongly suggest we take advantage of it. With that being said, it is important to recognize a few things. First of all, there are a lot of you out there who have been reporting issues to the game and you've gotten nowhere. And that's beyond frustrating. I mean, with the PC crashes, the last update was supposed to fix a lot of things, and I've heard for a lot of players it happens to be worse. And secondly, for PvP players, it has been the Wild West for the longest time when we're talking about sticky bomb glitches and shooting through walls and a bunch of stuff. Now, the good thing is that the team finally has a full squad and they're getting back to focusing on certain aspects of the game. And my hope is that as we move forward, we will continue to see these changes, but at a much faster rate. These are things we've wanted to see for a long time. So once again, to be clear, take advantage of this forum and reach out to the game if you're having any problems whatsoever. With all that being said, my friends, I'm going to start to wrap this up. As always, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your amazing support of this channel, and remind you, if you have any questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know in the section down below and I will get back to you as quick as I can. On that note, I'm going to let the rest of the video play out. However, like I mentioned at the beginning of this thing, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well. But most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.